What's up, Palords? It's your god, Lightwater here, coming at you with another video. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we're going to be reviewing my Taloc kill on Mythic. I got the rank 1 rested Druid parse in the world, so we're going to be reviewing that, and I'll kind of explain how I did what I did and why I did it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so here are all the top parses for Mythic Taloc. As you can see, it's a lot of Holy Priest, Dispriest, there's even a Holy Paladin up here, a lot of Mistweavers, and then I am the first Druid, and I had significantly lower item level than everybody else. The next Druid is all the way down here with, what is that, 9 item level above me. So obviously I'm doing something right. So let's go ahead and look on the parse a little bit here. And you can kind of see what I'm doing. So it's a lot of regrowth cast, okay? And this is possible because I run abundance. Let's see, the regrowth to rejuve ratio, 5 to 8, not bad. So I'm throwing 8 rejuves out for 5 regrowths, okay? So almost a 1-to-1 ratio, that's good. I mean, obviously you won't be able to rejuve every time. You'll probably average a little bit more rejuves, but you want to try to keep the number of these as even as possible. I got 2 solid trinks off, that did quite a bit. One at the start, one at the end. Couldn't ask for a better fight. Some decent Swiftmans, honestly. They hit pretty hard. I always try to use a Swiftman on target who has at least 3 hots on them. So as you can see, my average Swift heal is 42k, pretty solid. And it didn't even have a high crit chance, so that was pretty good. Cultivation's 4%, but you have to remember that cultivation was up quite a bit. 77% of the time, so there was at least 1 cultivation up, probably more, most likely. So 77% on 1 hot on almost everybody I'm healing. That's pretty solid, because I had about 20% mastery when I did this run. Spring Blossoms did pretty good. I had an okay uptime on it, so I'd like to see that be a lot higher. Obviously 74% is good, but I think we'd like to see that a lot higher. Effervescence, not bad. Is there anything different weird on here? I was running the Tides Trinket. I didn't have a better alternative. We can take a look at my gear here real quick. So I was using for my traits 1 Rampant Growth, 1 Laser Matrix, and 1 Inside the Pack. I felt like these were pretty solid. I feel like you need 1 Rampant Growth. After that, it's kind of up for grabs, honestly. I just went for the free mastery and obviously my 1 Laser Matrix. The rest of these I don't think matter too much. For gear, I'm obviously statted everything for mastery, because mastery is your best stat. I did have a pretty decent weapon with that, which had our mastery, so that was nice. I actually got the conch right before. This thing has an incredibly good uptime. That was also very helpful. Nothing too crazy here. I don't feel like I don't really have the greatest gear, as you can see, and I've ran a lot of Mythic Plus. I'm the #1 rested Druid on my server for Mythic Plus right now for Raider IO score. So I'm running a lot, but you know, if you don't get lucky, you don't get lucky. What can I say? Yeah, let's go ahead and watch the video now. I feel like I'm just sitting here bragging, and it's not really that helpful. So let's go ahead and see what I did. I haven't reviewed the footage yet, so this will be my first time looking at it as well. You get to stare at my ugly mug, sorry. We'll go ahead and put it on 2x speed so we're not here all day. Okay, so I actually do want to pause it real quick there though. So there's something I did that you won't be able to notice. I'll put it on half speed so I can talk. So one thing I did before, I made sure to put the mushroom down before the fight started. I also put all 3 hots on the tank and a rejuve on the second tank, then drank, then the fight started. This essentially makes your first mushroom on all the hots on the tank and the alt tank free. So see that he fell below 60%. I rejuved him, and here comes the regrowth. Boom, topped. That was a decent heal, 31k. Rejuve, regrowth. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to, we'll go to normal speed here so I can have a chance to talk. So we have Innervate up, we have Trank up still. Mushroom needs to be placed down. Good. A little bit slow, could have been a little bit faster. I want to have as high uptime as Mushroom as possible because it's so good. Ran the circle out. Not a bad raider. Thank God. This is a good time. I wonder, do I Trank here? Yeah, this is my Trank. So I'm Tranking here, I'm looking around. Unfortunately, this Trank did not have Life Bloom on it, but you'll notice I think I do switch that. Oh, okay, so that right there. Let's talk about that, because that was a mistake. So I put the Life Bloom on him. This should be on me. Reason being, photosynthesis, right? All these hots will not be increased by 20%. All those Life Bloom hots could have been increased by 20%. I probably just lost 2%, 3% healing for the whole fight here. This parse could have been so much higher if I had played that quickly right there. Big mistake. So yeah, I can find things even in the top parse, guys. You guys can go back and watch your work. You'll find all kinds of mistakes you do. And really, if you want to be the best in the world, you have to critique yourself like this. So huge mistake. It hardly matters about item level and gear if I make dumb mistakes like that. So yeah, right here. So I'm having to individually go up and top all these people off when they could probably be a lot higher health because of all the Trank heals. If I had just had casted Life Bloom on myself before I healed it and I kept it on myself afterwards. Big mistake there. Okay, good. Replying mushroom. So see, let's see. So I'm just trying to keep my hots on this person here. Everybody that's low has a hot, right? So I knew all the people that had the circles, I put rejuve on them all, right? So now look, this person has cultivation, this person has cultivation, and I have cultivation. The tank probably has cultivation too. Okay, so this heal right here, that hit hard because he had triple stack hots, right? So now the tank, we're gonna regrowth him. He has probably quadra hots maybe. If he dipped below 60%, he would have 4 hots. I see that he's red staggered there. Okay. Fulton needs some healing. I think I switched the Life Bloom to him. Running out with the red circle. Reapplying mushroom. That mushroom was a little bit late. Could have been faster. Definitely could have been faster. I regrowth him because I noticed he already had a rejuve, and I thought I could cast it in time. It, for the most part, paid off, I think. So you'll notice I go around to each person has a rejuve, and I give him a regrowth, right? So I know a big hit's about to happen here. So I kind of, you saw I queued up the wild growth for a second, but then I changed my mind. So you'll notice I think this run is a 0 wild growth run. Wait, when did I use Innervate, actually? I don't know. I can only assume that I used it during a good moment, but maybe that's another thing I could critique. So tank's getting smashed here. See, I'm really lazy. This mushroom should be down. This mushroom should be down. This mushroom should be down. Mushroom should be down. Took a really long time putting that down. That's just bad play. Good. See, I canceled that regrowth. Instead, I went for the rejuve because I knew I could probably get a cultivation proc off of it. So right here, it's just, ooh, they got beamed over. Move out of the red stuff. Kind of reposition with kitty form. Shit's hitting the fan. There you go. I gave our tank all 5 hots, right? 6 if you count Spring Blossoms, because I know he's going to be getting absolutely smashed here, and he does. Because we did a different strategy, so what we decided to do was tank the ads inside the red stuff, because our tanks are pretty decent, and we have pretty good single target healing. So that right there was a 100k Swiftmend heal on it. Let me see. Can we back that up? Let me see. Okay, so I don't know if it overhealed or not. So they have Spring Blossoms. That's 1 hot. Rejuve. Regrowth. Where's the Swiftmend? Right there. Boom. I canceled my cast because I noticed he was at 1/3 and I had Swiftmend up. This man has Spring Blossoms, Rejuve, Regrowth, Cultivation on 4 hots. 4 times 20% is plus 80% and a crit. So it's an 80% increased crit Swiftmend hailed for 100k. Obviously that's going to do wonders for the HPS, right? And so I noticed that the melee DPS are really just the ones who are taking the most damage here because they're probably edging the red stuff too much. You know, not doing the mechanics properly. I make sure the tank has all the hots. I was a little bit lazy in letting those fall off. You can always redo your hots when there's 30% of its duration or less. So just kind of making mistakes here, actually, left and right. Both those guys need so re-up on the rejuve. So right now, Folt needs rejuve. I kind of messed up, but actually, that was a good switch, honestly. I'm just trying to be the tank healer at this point, right? Because Resto Druids are actually the tied for the best tank healers in the game, next to monks. Okay, so I know he's going to do his thing here pretty soon. There's going to be a pretty juicy Trink moment coming up here. Ooh. Ooh, almost did not make it out on that. That could have been very bad. I didn't use Tiger Dash there, but we did get a decent Trink off. Now let's see if I switch the Life Bloom to myself. That was actually not a bad Life Bloom there because it did heal Folt. Maybe I couldn't even afford to switch it there, huh? Everybody's just getting so destroyed. Do I cast a Wild Growth there? Yeah, I felt like I had to. Yeah. I'm real stingy with my Wild Growths because they're not efficient. Wild Growths are not efficient. You actually don't want to be casting them. So here I'm just... Ooh, got knocked back out of that regrowth. That was not good. That was a good Swift Mend. He had a decent amount of hots. I'm getting yelled at to do a reverse because we have nobody else who could do it. Ooh, I keep him up. I apply all the hots to him. I'm panicking here. Good. Okay, redid the mushroom. That hadn't been down for a long time. So there are tons of mistakes here. Tons of mistakes, as you can see. I actually kind of want to go at half speed here. So let's see. I go for the regrowth. Now Folt does not have rejuve. That guy needed rejuve. So I think I'm going for a replied Life Bloom here. Now this is going to be a regrowth. Ooh, that was a Swiftman. Nice. Now you'll notice. Okay, now here's something. Now that was sort of unfortunate that all the other healers also sniped Shinobu there, but that's something that I feel like most Resto Druids will never do. Most Resto Druids will just go along, rejuve, right? But in this particular situation, you really want to maximize your mastery, right? You've already put a cultivation rejuve on them. If you follow up with a regrowth, that regrowth is guaranteed to hit so hard because of your mastery. That's something you really need to min-max here. So see, I noticed that I still had a rejuve tick on. I applied the regrowth. Now, unfortunately, these are bad examples because both these people got topped where everybody else didn't. So, yeah. Hopefully I get Jag in time here with this regrowth. I do. You can see how hard that hit him. It just instantly topped him. Rejuve. And when this regrowth hits, hopefully it hits him before the damage comes out right now. Good. I really should be reapplying this mushroom. But I'm like, everybody's scattered. Hopefully I reapply it here when everybody stacks back up. Ugh, I'm not liking this. Wow. I pulled this clip up to sort of show off because this is the rank 1 parse, but there is so many mistakes in this. Right here I should be barking him. That's a decent rejuve or regrowth, but here I'm I think I've already used my mana pot. Bark him, you idiot. Jesus Christ. Well, hopefully I can get a Life Bloom. And hopefully I can afford the rejuve, which I should be able to afford right now. I am just dead as you can see. This is not the best performance. Right now I'm not worrying about anybody else, as you can see. I'm just trying to keep the tanks alive. I mean, it's the first fight. It should be really easy. This is an incredibly sloppy kill, actually. And, yeah. Not too proud of that one, honestly. Okay. So let's talk about the things I did right. Let's talk about the things I did wrong. So I did an incredibly good job at always regrowthing people who had rejuve. So min-maxing mastery. I needed myself a solid A. I think I did okay. For min-maxing the Tranks, I actually did not do that well. And that's saying a lot because my Trank healing was very high. It was 1.2 mil. So we could have done better there. Here, I'll turn back on the camera. Okay, so things I could have done better. Mushroom uptime was bad. When I was looking through the logs, it said 74%. I thought that might have been a bug. After watching and reviewing the footage, I can definitely agree that was not a bug. So I think I'm gonna need to change some things, maybe add audio to my weak aura, or just honestly get better. Really need to increase the uptime on that mushroom. That was poor. I do not know what I used both my tranks on, or my innervates on, but I'll have to assume they were decent innervates. My tranks were okay, however, I should have swapped a life bloom on at least one of them to increase it by 20%. Well, it would only be about 10% because only about half its healing comes from a hot, so it wouldn't have been the biggest deal, maybe 2 or 3% more there. Still, every bit counts. What about everything else? There was one wild growth that I'm not sure was exactly needed, so that's kind of bad. I also probably should have used the Sleepy Time potion that restores more mana back instead of the instant. That's a big deal. Let's see, things that I did well. Well, I did all the mechanics, it looked like, correctly, so that's always good. My mechanics are usually a little bit on the poor side compared to my healing. I guess that's it. I want to see. I did a good job taking advantage of abundance. I think that's why I didn't go and my regrowths were such a high portion of my healing. So yeah, after watching the fight, I guess I could go back to the where is it at? The Warcraft logs here. Okay, and we can kind of see the breakdown here. Of the heals. So yeah, after you've seen it, with 6 minutes, pretty much your average textbook fight. This is what I base all of my theory crafting off of, is a 6-minute fight. Got 2 juicy tranks. You saw the regrowths there. So obviously the regrowths, while I cast quite a bit less of them, they do so much more healing than the rejuves, right? The real healing comes from these regrowths. They hit so hard because I'm taking such good advantage of them with the mastery, right? Average cast is 23.6k. That's a really, really good average cast. And my life bloom did work. It was 17% of my healing. I pretty much kept it on full the entire time, and my tank. Yeah, look at these breakdowns. Only 1% of the time was it ever on me. That's insane. So I pretty much used it entirely as tank healing. So remember, that's photosynthesis. That's the chance where all of your hots are on the tank for it to bloom heal. So the bloom heal, which I believe is this one right here, was 10% of my healing, basically. That's pretty crazy. And the hot did quite a bit too, which meant that I was doing a really good job applying lots of hots to the same target on the tank. So that was also very good. I guess 3 wild growths, 2 in innervate, 1 not in innervate. They did pretty decent healing. Laser Matrix 1% of my healing. Ysera's Gift 1%. I would have figured Ysera's Gift was more. Now, in case you're curious what my raw HPS was, because this is something that I always am curious about too. So my actual was 21.7, my raw was 32. So I did about 50% overhealing. So as you can see from this bar, another 30% could have been healing. Or rather, 2/3 of my healing was actual healing. Another third, or 50%, was overhealing. So I could have done 32k. So we messed up a bit. I think I'm going to be a little bit more careful about my rejuve to regrowth ratio. And I'll maybe try to do a little bit more regrowths. I think I'm going to be a lot more careful about my tranks and try to swift life blooms over. And I need to be more careful about my uptime on mushrooms. We did a really good job with mastery, and so we had some really good Swiftmans that were really dope. So I feel like I'm rambling at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. So, yep, go ahead. Feel free to give it a like or subscribe to the channel. Hit me up on Twitch at twitch.tv/lightwater. Yeah, guys, I'm out. Peace. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I don't typically like to make these kind of videos. Let me know if I should make more. It just feels like I'm bragging, but obviously I made a lot of mistakes, so maybe it was good for me too to actually make these videos. But anyways, that's the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Feel free to hit me up on Twitch, twitch.tv/lightwater, or email me, or go ahead and send a comment down below. Yeah, feel free to hit the like button or subscribe. This is Lightwater, and let's make healing great again.